I'm so excited that I have some friends here with me today. And we are all here because we are offering ourselves as instruments of divine peace. So, what I'm going to have us start with is simple Qigong bouncing. There is no like right or wrong way to do this. Um, but I do have my feet about hip width apart. And I'm gonna have my arms at the sides and just take a nice deep breath. We're gonna set our intention as we're getting ready to bounce to open all of our channels today so that we can be an instrument of divine peace. And while we bounce together, we ask to be linked with the heart of heaven and earth, linked with our higher selves and all of our guides and guardians. And so I'm going to begin, and I'm kind of focusing on my knees. My hands, my fingers are open and they're just at my side. And like I said, there is no right or wrong. I'm starting with like a really gentle bounce, but you can be really vigorous in your bouncing. So as we do this, it's such a simple practice, but it's waking up the energy in our system. It's waking us up. And let's also set the intention that while we're channeling healing for our planet today, that we receive healing. And right now, as we're opening the channels in our body, anywhere in the body that energy has been stuck, it's going to start to move, and that stagnant energy is going to be released from our system. It's either going to ascend to the celestial realms or go down into the recycling layers of the earth. Now I'm doing a kind of a louder exhale, but one of the things that we can do is focus on the exhale. Take a little bit shorter of an inhale and exhale more slowly. And you can do that by pursing your lips. You know, even if you just did a Qigong bounce every day, your energy body would be flowing, it would be strong, there'd be movement in your system, and your auric field would be very strong, and your body will naturally be able to heal many things that are going awry within the system. And the important thing is that we have tools available to us that we enjoy to use to keep our energy flowing. Not what we think we should do, but things that we can really do every day, regularly. That's what builds and really shifts our systems. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of get a little bit more serious here in my bouncing. Okay. All right, I'm just gonna let that go. And what I'm gonna have us do next is massage our ears, starting from the top, and we're gonna go down. And once you get to the bottom of the lobe, just give a little gentle tug and just press gently, and then go back up. and down again. Gentle press and tug. One more time. Massaging the ears, it's so amazing. It will actually open blockages within the system, including the chakras. So it'll get rid of the surface blockages. Okay, so first of all, I want to say thank you for being here. My name is Nadine, in case anybody comes on here and they don't know who I am. I've been practicing healer for more than a decade professionally, and then I've been here on YouTube since I think 2013 or 14. So I've got a ton of free healings on here, and then I was doing the Healers Unite around, I don't know, I think for a while I was doing it once a month. I haven't done one for a while, and I had a feeling, I'm like, oh, I'd like to do a Healers Unite, which, by the way, everybody's a healer. We all have the capacity to heal. It's within all of us. And basically what the focus was to bring healing to the world, but also before we do that, we open our own channels, we get blessings and healings for ourselves, and then we get to share that with the planet. And of course, depending on what's happening in our world at any given time, there's lots of stuff that we can focus on. And with all of the events this past week in the Ukraine, my heart was really aching. And the thought came, and I'm like, maybe I should do a Healers Unite. And then I got some messages that came in and said, maybe we should do another Healers Unite. And I was like, you know what? It's not really, it's kind of last minute, which is how I typically like to do things anyways. But I'm like, I'm gonna just go on live and share. And I know that there's people like me who are wanting to put their focus on the good and do what we can to support our planet and to bring the peace and love in the forefront of humanity. So thank you so much for being here and being part of a solution and an open-hearted person who generally wants good for humanity, because we need that right now. And we'll be working with lots of different angelics, and each of us has our own group of ancestors and guides. So each one of you has a unique gift to share with the planet. And we're really acting as a bridge, and having us here that are open and willing and connected, working regularly to remain connected with our higher selves and the divine. We anchor that support for the planet for those who maybe aren't doing that yet, don't know how, aren't aware that they're more than this physical body. So, thank you for being here. So I'm talking about something here that's quite personal, but one of my dear friends passed a number of years ago, fairly young, and she came through yesterday, and she had a message for us. So I thought it was so interesting. And it was one of those things where she came through so many different ways to me yesterday. It was like I had talked to a friend that had come into the state that I live, and I was asking where they were staying at the time. They were staying in the city that my friend grew up in. When I was texting to someone, my friend's first name and last initial popped up, which was nothing like the word that I was texting. And then a mutual friend who I hadn't talked to for a really long time contacted me, and I was like, oh wow, so you're here, and I'm open. I knew right away, I'm like, she's got something that she wants to share with the world. And what her message was, I really took it to heart, because it really speaks to what we're struggling, on our planet with in so many ways. And what my friend had showed me is that right now the Ukraine, in a way, it's like they're taking a hit for us globally. And if we take this opportunity to heal and to understand, and the opportunity is to live, and I know this is, it might sound a little left field, but it's to live in gratitude for what we have in our lives. Greed has created so much pain and so much destruction. And there are so many messages that we receive every day that we don't have enough, that we're not enough. And when people buy in to that they don't have enough in their lives right now, that's when we start to really, things start to go askew. And we miss out on the simple things in our life that we are so blessed to have. And peace is one of them. And this is a moment in time that we can really take this opportunity to live in gratitude every day. This is a time to do a gratitude practice. And one of the ways that I like to do a gratitude practice, because if you're like me, I'm an Aquarius, but I'm also, I do have to do a lot to stay grounded, okay? We'll put it that way. So when I do a gratitude practice, I like to do it, and I know you guys have been here, those who know me hear a lot about Qigong, but it has so much wonderful practices. But there's a simple Qigong practice of bowing. And each time that you bow, you take a breath and you give your gratitude to one thing in your life at a time. And that's a really nice way when you engage the body with the mind, your focus stays stronger. So that was one of the messages, just to not take our lives for granted, not take what we have for granted, our loved ones for granted, and to recognize that what we have is, I know there's a lot of people out there that have more than we do, right? I'm sure it's easy to look around and see there's people that have so much more than we do, and maybe they have exactly the things that we think we want, and we can go down this whole rabbit hole of living from a place of scarcity and living from a place of me, and forgetting that there's so much that we have. And the more that we focus on that, our cup is filled up, and then we can share with the world. And that's one of my favorite things. I know I talk about him a lot, but I love Master Lin, who created Spring Forest Qigong. And what he recommends, every time that you set to do the Qigong practice, you say a prayer to the universe, giving your love and gratitude to the universe. And then say, please heal me during my practice. And then I'm going to take this healing and I'm going to share it with my loved ones, with my family, with my community, and with the world. And so this is, our opportunity to really dive into that and recognize, all the good that's around us. So let's take a moment to do that right now. This is an opportunity for a reset button in our lives. Where we really appreciate our lives more, and that each day has value. And there's no guarantee. We want to appreciate the days that we have and take the opportunity to be love and spread love every day. So whatever it is that you're grateful for, place that in your conscious awareness. offer your gratitude. Imagine a world where we're happy to share with one another. Where we value life, not only our lives, but the lives of others. The lives of those who are like us and the lives of those that are very different from us. I'm so grateful to be here with you now. I'm so grateful to connect via heart link with each one of you that have come here to share your love with the planet. So let us begin by greeting our spiritual team, acknowledging that each one of us, we have loved ones on the other side that are around us, that are rooting for us. And for the planet, we have our angels, guides, and guardians. And let's invite all the healing realms, heaven and earth, all the healing powers of heaven and earth to combine in our beings, all that is available, all that honors us, so that we may share it with the planet. Notice the special guides and guardians you have around you, with your feeling, with your sensing, with your knowing. Calling in our healer guides, our channel guides. We're so loved and protected and held in the divine presence. And you and I, we're here right now because we choose love and we choose peace. And we have declared ourselves as an instrument of divine peace, healing, and love. So divine, utilize us to bring peace to our planet, to our communities, to our own consciousness, to our families, and to the world. And one of the healings that we're bringing to the world is that you and I, right here and right now, are going to link up with the beginnings of the universe as we know it. when we were all one. Let yourself bathe in the light. And the memory of oneness. All of the love, all of the peace, the kindness, the understanding. The unconditional love that goes beyond a word, that goes beyond the human mind's comprehension. Let us absorb this memory. Of unconditional oneness and unity. Let this memory be imprinted in our human energy field so that we carry this with us everywhere that we go and in all that we do. We are one with the universe. The universe is one with us. How are you feeling as you're connected? Here, you may feel, sense and know whether it's conscious or subconscious, the presence of your monadic angel, the angel who has been with you since the birth of your soul, since you became a unique essence. Thank you so much. Yes, it is a feeling of completion. It's like, yes, we're one, we are complete, we're whole. And it feels so good to be in this place of consciousness where there's nothing but love, kindness and understanding. Yeah, in your knowing. Isn't that the best place to be? In your knowing. That's a psychic sense, claircognizance that we take for granted. It's very powerful. But those knowings, those instincts, those aha moments, those cannot be tampered with. It's when you know something is true no matter what anybody else says. It's a knowing on a cellular level. Yes, love, peace, and understanding. And let us all anchor that love, peace, and understanding. You know, one of the worst things it feels like happens to us here, I mean, there's a lot of worst things, so don't get me wrong, but the being judged, being hated, being misunderstood, and that happens so much, you know, especially when we're, you know, engaging with each other online. It's so easy for people to attack one another, and especially for us sensitive people, like being under attack is the most uncomfortable, to say the least, place to be. And so that loving, that kindness, that understanding, when that's there, it's the absence of hatred. It's the absence. It's just not even, it doesn't exist in that energy. I want you to just take a moment to see yourself. You know, you've got all these major channels running through your body, and I know that some of you have really worked a lot. You've done a lot of energy work. You've done a lot of working and strengthening your system. And so you're like a pillar. You know, those thin lines energetically, they're pillars in your being. So I want you to see yourself a pillar where you are right now on the planet. And this love, this unity consciousness, this understanding, this deep knowing, all that even we can't put to words, divine frequencies of the beginning of the universe are pouring first into your being, saturating every cell. It's coming in through every pore of your skin, and it's also emanating from your entire being. But through this major pillar, the central channel, it's going down into the earth. And there's downloads coming in. It kind of reminds me of like the bank, those, whatever those vacuum tubes send the money through. It's like, I'm seeing the energy coming down and anchoring into the earth. And then it's going into the earth's energy grid. And it's saturating where you are on the planet. And then of course it's going where it's needed most. And there's many places. There's many places where it's needed. But we're definitely saturating the Ukraine. And there are so many angels who've already been called in. I've been seeing so many angels. And there's so much magic. There's so many miracles that are happening every day. But as we're here, we call upon the angelics, the archangels, and the principalities, the rulers who watch over countries and cities and protect them. So I just want you to imagine there were already so many angels dispatched, but more are coming in. And let there be blessings of peace for everyone. And every man, woman, child who finds their life threatened, may they be filled with peace and courage and receive all the support that they need to stay strong. May they find a calmness within them, as if they're in the eye of the storm. This peace that you cannot explain in chaos, but for the divine presence. And may the earth be saturated with the divine frequencies. As she is divine, but she's also taken physical form. And where there's physical form, we need lots of upkeep. I'd like to hear from you what your prayers, what your intentions are for our planet right now. as you're dispatching the angels and your spiritual healing team to support the planet, what are your heart's intentions? If you're willing to share, I would love to connect with that. As we focus together on continuing to be anchors of light for the unity consciousness. Oh, that's beautiful, Teresa. It's so good to have those, like whether it's the rosary or like the mala beads. Like I said, I can use everything, and any of us, like, have you noticed that the darkness tries to distract us? So it's good to have those things that you can help really focus the energy. Yeah, I love that. Let it begin with me. Yes. Yes, that is wonderful. Praying for the aggressors. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. I just want to say, to see the light, yes. From the bottom of my heart, I love you all. It means so much to me that we have, you've taken the time to come here and do this work, because there's so many distractions. There's so many other things that you could do. Oh, reclaim the joy on earth. Absolutely. Oh, yes. Yes, support the brave. Yes, and I have to tell you, one of my intentions and one of the things that I've been praying for is that complete, and I know there's so many things about the impossibilities around this, but nuclear disarmament. I don't know. I'm sure that's not how you say it. No more nuclear bombs. Because I know there's geniuses out there that have been working on this. And I know that even MIT in 2019 was really working on it. Oh, thank you so much. I love you. So I've been calling on the hackers. So I was really excited. It's like hit everybody where, the people that are the aggressors, it's like we got to get them where it hurts. And their pocketbooks, that's where that's where we need to go. But really, just there, we shouldn't have a threat. We shouldn't have nuclear threat. And it's like life is complicated enough. Yeah, feel nurtured, absolutely. Because the aggressors, we're not gonna change the world by hating anyone. It's not gonna work. That's where we are. That's what's got us to where we are today. Yeah, yes, change of heart. And I just want to give a boost to all the war protesters. And I'm sure you felt the same way. When I saw the images of the protesters in Russia, my heart just opened wide. Oh, thank you so much for being here, Barbara. Yeah, exactly. Just need more love. You're right on. Yeah, exactly. That is the thing. It's a fine line because I think it's so important. We need a lot of light workers that are really working for justice. And it's a totally fine line between focusing on, we need to be aware of the problems, but focus on solutions. I'm seeing a lot of orbs of light coming in. Lots of different colors. I wish the feed on I have to use my phone for the lives because I can't rely on Wi-Fi. But the messages come through so fast. Yes, blessings. Yeah. We do. We need so much comfort and love on this planet. That's a wonderful energy to anchor in, comfort. Isn't it? I mean, doesn't it just change your whole outlook and energy when someone comes to you and says, everything's gonna be okay. It's all gonna be okay. Sometimes we have to be the ones to tell ourselves that. This feels so good. You all are so loving. And love is the ultimate superpower. It really is, isn't it? So, from the bottom of my heart, yes, miracles do happen. Yes, Marilyn, I'm 100% on with that. And from the bottom of my heart, I ask for each one of you engaged in this healing that each one of us receive a blessing, a healing. We're open right now to receive any healings, any miracles that we need in our lives to really truly be the love that we came here to be. Yes. Well, I felt a rush of light for sure. With that, yes. And let us receive an attunement right here and right now where we more automatically and more easily choose peace. And we ask, again, to be instruments of that and a bridge of light to share that with the entire planet. So it gets easier and easier. And it becomes more instinctual to choose peace. Now, each one of you, even if you're consciously aware of it or not, each one of you has your own unique energy, your own unique form of healing energy that you offer to the planet. Your own flavor, your unique essence. And so I just want you to feel your higher self and all your different powers that you've accumulated from different lifetimes, from life between lives, in your time on the other side, that whatever you need to re-emerge within your being, any of those gifts that you need now, they're pouring in through the top of your head and being reactivated. And see this brilliant light emanating from you, sharing your gifts with the world, with your community, with your family, your loved ones. And you know how it is, it's like the best thing that we can do for our loved ones is in our community and the world is to be the best version of ourselves. Because they'll join along, you know, when they're ready, they'll join us. It's interesting because I do a lot of different like Qigong and exercises. And you know how I have 3 boys, and you know, it's been more challenging for everyone to be more active, you know, during these times. And, you know, I don't ever force anything on anyone, but sometimes they're like, oh, wait, what are you doing, Mom? And join in with me. They're like, you look like you're feeling good. I'm going to try that. So let our energy be so vibrant that we entice others to the light, entice them to their own inner light. And there is a blessing for us that we're receiving, a gratitude blessing, so that we're more attuned to focus on all that we do have. And yes, once again, we're sharing that with the world. Man, I just love your energy, you guys. I love your energy. There's this, you know, true, oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And you and yours be blessed. I just love that, you know, it's like the feeling that I get from you all is that you really, like, your hearts are really truly in the right place. You're not all about like, what can this world do for me? You're really focusing on what you can do for the world and why, you know, you came here at this time. So we're also going to get a blessing right here and right now, from all the angels of the records, the Akashic records, the angels of soul contracts. Let us receive an attunement so that we really stay on course with our soul contracts. That we do what we came here to do, be who we came here to be. And sometimes that takes tunnel vision. Sometimes that takes just focusing on one day at a time, one foot in front of the other. And that's just fine. So just know, as we do that, as we receive that activation, Archangel Michael is coming in automatically, and our higher selves together working with Michael are cutting cords to some of the things that are distracting us. And so that you're receiving a boost from Michael now of divine will. It's that focus, that determination, that fortitude to stay on course. Okay, so we get some really ancient, and when I say ancient, okay, we all came, right, in the beginning of the universe, but there are people that have had, when I say older soul, I mean people that have had many lifetimes on Earth, and you definitely, I was seeing some dinosaurs. I was seeing some of our feet as like little dinosaur feet. So that just speaks for how long and how much of us, we've been really dedicated here for a long time. Transmutation, I didn't get all that, but I know you're onto something good. And I love the dinosaur energy. That was, I remember the first time I ran into that, it was actually, my sister was doing a past life regression, and oh, you know what? It wasn't that. It was a different kind of meditation, and it was more for a spirit animal. And I saw myself as a dinosaur, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. They're spirit animals too. I know, and you know what's so funny? So talking about spirit animals, and I just said something like this to one of my boys the other day. He's got so much, and I know many light workers who feel the same way that he does. He's got so much compassion for animals, but he doesn't have as much compassion for humans. He's like, they should have it figured out. And so, I had asked him, I'm like, can you take that compassion that you have for the animals and try to practice having that for the human realm as well? And whatever it's easy for us to love, let us get a blessing where we can kind of let that love move out into the places where it's a little bit more difficult for us to have compassion. But the animal spirits are so wise. There's so much wisdom in the way that they, Kimberly, you know what we're talking about. Um, there's so much wisdom in the animal spirit realm. You know, simplicity doesn't, it's like in the human realms, we make things so complicated that we think if something's smart, it's complicated, but that's not true at all. The animals may have more simple thought, but they're much more connected with the divine. And they're pretty brilliant. And they know what to do. It's a lot more at an instinctual level. Let us receive a blessing of being and attuning to the simplicity and the beauty and the wisdom of simplicity, so that we don't overcomplicate things, because when we do, that's when things get to start to run amok. You just think about it. It's like when we've overcomplicated even energy work, or we overcomplicate our diet, or it's like, forget it. It's we hang up the towel and we give up. Mother Earth offers us everything that we can need and more. And let us thank her. And I would like to ask for a blessing for the earth elementals. So the earth fairies and the earth elementals, they are the ones who clear and cleanse the energetic and physical debris from violence and war. And so if we could take a moment to focus on all of the elemental beings in the Ukraine and anywhere else on the planet that needs it, that they get a boost of the violet ray and any other energies that can help to relieve their burden, because they're working so hard. I don't know if you could feel it too, like I was feeling that this week, but there's so many animals too that have a lot of trauma. A lot of the earth herself has trauma. And we ask for, I see liquid golden light healing and sealing, repairing the earth. Thank you, thank you. And that is often attributed to the energy of Divine Father, who doesn't, it's Divine Mother is a much closer frequency. Thank you, Divine Mother. Thank you, Divine Father. We know that there's wisdom behind everything. And each one of us, I offer myself, and I will do my part. I will take full advantage of this experience to learn the necessary lessons, so that we can release unnecessary suffering, so that we can avoid great destruction. Let us change through joy. Let us transform through joy. More and more as a collective, so we don't need and require trauma to transmute us. So each one of us that's working on ourselves daily, we're creating change. You know, we don't have, it's like, and there's no shame, you know, in things happening to us that wake us up. There's nothing wrong with that. That's part of the plan too. But the magic really happens if we stay strong. We can help the others. So let us create that change through the energy of joy. Joy happens every time we do one of our favorite practices, so we get our smile on our face. And there is no right or wrong. Each one of us is so different. We all have really different energy fields. And we all have go through different phases with our spiritual healing, doing different things. But thank you, Violet Flame, for anchoring in each one of us so that we more easily transmute through joy. And we do not take, right here and right now, we are not taking for granted what is happening, what our brothers and sisters in the Ukraine and other places and everybody involved are struggling and experiencing great hardship for the benefit of all of us. We honor them and we let this be our own wake-up call. And let it be one for the entire planet, a wake-up call to love. I know this is really old school now, but I saw a picture of an alarm clock and the time, it's love. It's love time. Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna just ask that our spiritual healing teams and our higher selves start to work within our systems so that as we leave this session today, they are ensuring that we leave here in our highest light and that all the work that we've done blesses everyone and only is a blessing for our planet. Yes, united family. Thank you. And thank you to all of those in the collective over time throughout history who have taken the reins and experienced for the rest of us so that we can heal. I don't know how you guys are feeling. Oh, beautiful. Thank you for that, Bella. I don't know how you guys are feeling, but it's like, I want to hug everybody. When we get off this, I'm going to be giving hugs everywhere I go. Oh, this feels so blessed for the people in my life, for all of you, for our togetherness. I just feel so grateful. Yeah. Yeah, I know, right, Renee? Some of people be like, okay, back up a little bit. We're huggers. Oh, that is so beautiful. Oh, thank you so much, everyone. I love you all. and I'm sure we'll be doing this again. It's not super easy to get people, like it's a little hard to get the information out. So a lot of people will be watching this after the fact. But I did do a community post to kind of let people know on YouTube. I'm not big on other social media at all. But I do love YouTube. I think so much good happens here. So if you guys have any ideas of if there's something that I could be doing differently so that people get the notifications, let me know for the live streams, because I've had a lot of people say to me, I just have no idea that you're coming on and doing them. But they get it after the fact, and it's really, there is no time and space between us, so we're still doing it all together. But I am grateful for each one of you that were here with me while I was doing this live. It means so much. Your energy was absolutely out of this world, amazing. And I'm just gonna seal this. I love my figure eights, just sealing all of this goodness. Thank you so much for being here with me. And I'm sure that we'll connect again soon. Okay, take care, everyone. Thank you so much.